What if I was on my knees and executed by police? What if I was being choked and they knew that I couldn't breathe? If I was in the cop car, was killed in the back.
And the truth is, this actually happens to so many others though. Why isn't, my question is simply this, why they don't get the same attention though? Hello friends, welcome to Look and Live. You are now here with Pastor James Devalon, and this is another reaction video. I just released a short little video on YouTube earlier today, and somebody asked me to go and check out this artist called, let me put that on your screen here. His name is Burden, Riot For Me. I have a few minutes right now, so I'm thinking maybe I should take a look at this. Reading some of the comments is something that I think it's just time for something different than Tom McDonald. Although we are gonna continue our series with Tom, but I wanted to shift a little bit to look at what these artists might be talking about here. It seems that he is coming from an angle that is slightly different than Tom, but I want to see where this is going. So after we take a quick commercial break, we're gonna come back with a few announcements, and then we're gonna dig into that video. Okay friends, welcome back once again. If you are new to this channel, like and subscribe to the YouTube page. Click the bell icon to be notified for my upcoming videos. We have a lot going on in this channel. The channel is growing thanks to you, Hangover Gang family, and Hog for Life. Thank you for the love and the care and the attention that you guys are showing us. Thank you for your comments also. I'm still reading the comments from the last video with my wife and and it's amazing the stuff that you guys are teaching us. We realize, man, we didn't even see all this extra stuff, and it was a huge discussion. And thank you for speaking about this, because this is how we grow and this is how we learn. So what we're gonna do right now, guys, we are gonna watch this video together. So this is entitled Burden. The artist is Burden. His name is Burden. Okay, let me get that correct. And the title of the song is Riot For Me, featured Mesus. Is that correct? Sounds like Jesus a little. Anyway, so let's put that. Let's take a listen to that song right now. Right away, I want to go back here. This is very, very telling. So we have a Caucasian male on the floor with cops pointing guns at him. Wait. Okay, this is loud. Does the cop have a knee on his neck? Are you serious? So first of all, I can already see where this might be going, because okay, let me be quiet. I need to listen to this. So he is resisting arrest, obviously, and the cop had a knee on his neck. And these happens to be black cops, by the way. That's another. Wow, I see what he's doing. He is flipping the narrative. He hasn't even begun the lyrics yet. I can already pick up on this. He is flipping the narrative on his head, and this goes back to the story of George. But I guess he is now using himself as an illustration to help us to see a different side of the story. Wow. Very smart. Very smart.
What if I was on my knees and executed by police? What if I was being choked and they knew that I couldn't breathe? If I was in the cop car, was killed in the back seat, with hands cuffed and locked behind me, y'all ain't losing any sleep.
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. Okay, Burden. You see, I see why you sent this over to me. You had me all set up, huh? Burden is onto something here. He's onto something. I don't want to spoil it. Honestly, I can already tell he is making a strong argument here. So let me listen. Let me be quiet. This is good.
Ain't nobody got to ride for me, and that's a fact.
Okay, let's back that up a little bit. So, Caucasian male, knee on his neck, black cops holding him down, guns, and he's flipping the story on his head, and he's changing the narrative here in a way I think we need to pay attention. This brother has when was this released? So this is only 8 months ago. Who is Burden? Burden World? I love what's going on up there. To me, that's what matters to me is the heart of the artist and the intent and the motive and the message that is at the heart of the song. Wow.
Off the lot behind me, y'all ain't losing any sleep. Ain't nobody got to ride for me, and that's a fact. Ain't no protest with signs for me, cause I ain't black. Ain't no hashtags online for me, or fighting back. Ain't nobody got to ride for me, bet y'all don't ride for me. Ain't
I think he could just 33 seconds into the video, he can just drop the mic and say the message is given, because I would have said, you're right, it is given. How truthful is that message here? Why is it that when a black man is killed by police, he becomes a superstar and his family gets all the attentions in the world? But when a white man is killed by police, whether the cops are black or white, but I see what he's doing here by flipping the narrative, how come that doesn't get any attention, you know? I'm seeing an inconsistency here, and I think that's kind of what he's trying to say. And I'm paying attention, I'm taking some notes. I see what he's doing already.
it demonic? How the news make a piece of shit look iconic. How ironic. If the ratings go up, so does the profits. You can change the station, but the reading from the same strip. White man gunned down by police. Ain't nobody play that clip.
Yes, good point. If we are talking about police brutality, right? We're saying it is wrong for the cops to abuse their power in the way they treat a civilian of any sort, right? So if we have to talk about that, we have to consider all race. But how come it is when the black man is shot down, which is still an unfortunate event, how come that gets the world's attention? It makes the media, it blows up, and there's all these riots and so on as a result of that. But when it comes to the murder of a Caucasian person, or maybe the Chinese man, maybe the Mexican man, there's a lot of different people who get shot by police. How come they don't get the world stage? These are good questions, and I think Burden is onto something here that we need to pay attention. There is a level of inconsistency that he's challenging here, and actually I like that because I love truth.
No one gave a shit. I won't get no famous case. I won't get no down.
That is so true.
Ain't nobody play that clip. No one gave a shit. I won't get no famous case. I won't get no downtown monument where they paint my face. I won't get no NFL jersey spot that say my name.
Why not though? Why not? If it's about people, if it's against police brutality, if it's not a matter of skin color predominantly, I mean, he should get the same level of attention. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. You onto something here.
That's right. Since I'm white, the situation ain't the same. Black lives.
And that's the problem. It shouldn't be that way, though. That is so disturbing. And it's so true, though. I mean, he's literally articulating the words that I've been thinking about myself as a colored man, as a black man. And I've been seeing some of this noise that they make when a black person dies. And it's a terrible thing under whatever circumstances may be. It is not something that I will say it's okay. But the unfortunate truth is many of the deaths that happen, part of them was the result of resisting arrest and so on. So there was so much more to the story than what they chose to put a focus upon. And secondly, it's just like, how come when a Latino is dead, or when the next Caucasian or the Chinese man or the Mexican man passes away or shot down or killed by the police, how come they don't get any attention as the black man? How come the death of a black man becomes the topic of the day, but the death of any other race just doesn't fit the narrative, right? I guess it's not important. But who defines what is important? Who defines which group of people should get the attention? Who defines which color of a man's skin matters most to the race? Who makes these laws? To me, it's just weird. Even being a black man, I'm like ashamed to say, listen, man, if I get killed by the police, don't glorify my death. Glorify, if you're going to glorify my death, glorify every other man's death. And I think that's being consistent. Wow, this is so disturbing. Wow. There we go. There we go. He said it. Thank you. Let's go back. You see, I like this artist already. You see, this is the kind of mindset I love to hear because it goes against what we are being fed. And as a Christian, I love truth. I love consistency. I love something that is reliable, dependable, something that I can look at and say, that makes perfect sense to me. I can believe that. The other side of the story actually doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't seem to line up with what is really, and the stats and the numbers, the data just don't really make sense. So
the same. Black lives matter, Asian lives matter, Spanish lives matter.
All of them matter because all of them are people. Period.
Ain't allowed to say Caucasian lives matter. Why? That don't fit the narrative. That won't mean equality. Truth in the mainstream media. That's mythology. Using my people, your people.
Look at the camera, man. Ain't that the truth? It seems like there is a spirit behind some of these movements that's why I can't get with any of them. I really can't. The Black Lives Matter movement, this, that movement. I'm like, all lives matter to me. And I'm gonna try to look at the man just the way Jesus looks at all men, not because of his color, not because of whether his history was good or bad. It's like people need to be treated as people just because they are people.
Mean equality, truth in the mainstream media. That's mythology. Using my people, your people, good people, poor people. Either we wake up or they gon' keep on using more people. I tried to warn people.
That is an amazing way to protest. That is an amazing way to put a message out to the world. That is an amazing way to do that. And I really appreciate the fact he's using this avenue to make it known because the stuff is, simply put it, facts.
Supplying the truth. If the victim was me, y'all wouldn't ride. What if I was on my knees and executed by police? What if I was being choked and they knew that I couldn't breathe? If I was in the cop car, was killed in the back.
And the truth is, this actually happens to so many others, though. Why isn't? My question is simply this: why they don't get the same attention, though?
With hands cuffed and locked behind me, y'all ain't losing any sleep. Ain't nobody about to ride for me, and that's a fact. Ain't no protest with signs for me, cause I ain't black. Ain't no hashtags online for me, or fighting back. Ain't nobody about to ride for me, bet y'all don't.
What did they say? White dogs, white dogs.
Hashtags online for me, or fighting.
I get it.
Okay. Ain't nobody about to ride for me, bet y'all don't ride for me.
This is so exhausting. Way the news talking. It's like black folks only ones dead in coffins. Black on black ain't a tragedy, huh? Guess news cameras ran out of batteries, huh? Live by the gun, die
so this
by
is
the gun.
Mesus,
When
huh?
it happens in the hood, y'all ain't saying none.
So this is Mesus. He has a really nice flow to his lyrics. Very nice.
But soon as that trigger finger white, y'all be tearing shit up on the same night.
His name sounds like Jesus. I have to say it again. Anyway, let me go back to the video.
Say I ain't right. Say I ain't white. Let's say that I'm black. Get pulled over, try to run away and scrap. Reaching for the strap, but he get it first, so I slug him in.
Do you notice the video also, the background and the gun, the bullet holes? So intentional. Well done, guys.
In the face at the same time that it burst. Now I'm just another reason to ride a name on a shirt. When the truth is I just got what I deserve. When you playing dumb games and you win a dumb prize. Less is whites killing blacks, they don't give a fuck who dies. When you gonna realize they just trying to divide. It's red, white, and blue, it's the color.
I agree. The story is so inconsistent. You can feel that there is another reason behind all of this. I don't even think it's a matter of whether you are a black man or a white man anymore. It seems like the powers that be loves to see this level of division among the race because I guess it works in their favor, you know?
Let's say unite us. I'm getting sick and tired of the looting and the riots. When the truth is, if I was dead, then y'all be dead silent.
What if I was on my knees and
That's so
executed by
true.
police? What if I was being choked and they knew that I couldn't breathe? If I
True.
was in the cop car, was killed in the back seat, with hands
mercy.
cuffed and locked behind me, y'all ain't losing any sleep. Ain't nobody got to ride for me, and that's a fact. Ain't no protest with signs for me.
And the truth is, we should be protesting for those also because they are just as true as the story of the colored men. I think that what I'm trying to say here, we have to value the lives of all men, not just some men because of their skin or their heritage or their history.
Cause I ain't black, ain't no hashtags online for me or fighting back. Ain't nobody got to ride for me. Bet y'all don't ride for me.
Mesus just went after the cop. Man, what a message. You see, this is the type of song when to actually appreciate the message of this song, there are a number of things you have to do, you know, and I think that's why I get this because first of all, to appreciate this song, you have to lay aside your political views. You have to actually stop looking at things through the lenses of, you know, conservative or Democrat or so on, right? Lay down that perception right away. And secondly, you have to also be willing to step into the mind of the artist and understand where he is coming from. And also you also have to be willing to digest the truth for what it is. If you don't have those desires, it's going to be difficult to accept a message like that because, and the thing is, the message is so true that it's almost impossible to argue against that. You know, I was taking some notes as I was listening to this song. There are 5 things that stood out to me as the artist was singing, as Burden World and also Mesus was talking. Riot For Me, powerful song, amazing message. It makes a lot of sense to me. And I totally agree with them. I can't actually argue. There's some stuff I hear in songs that I can say, I don't know. This is one of those songs that you'd be like, yeah, man, you got me. It's true. So here is the thing, guys. There are 5 things here that I'm thinking that I grasped from the song. I'm going to put them on your screen as well. The first thing that I noticed both artists were doing, and inconsistent with the video, the music, the lyrics, and again, amazing song altogether. I saw the societal inconsistency. There's a level of inconsistency in our society that just doesn't make sense, and it just doesn't really fit what is really, really happening. And the second thing is, I see a level of political hypocrisy. What's happening in the society is also supported by those in political power, which is also a level of hypocrisy. We talk about religious hypocrisy, where there's also hypocrisy in just every realm of life. And there's a level of political hypocrisy. They tend to either support a certain narrative and then they dumb down some other groups. And I think that's actually that's what the Bible calls hypocrites, right? You say one thing, but you behave like another. The third thing that I notice is what I would refer to as the fashionable controversy. The reason I would like to call it that way is because it seems like what we are hearing about and what is really happening is not actually exactly true. You can grasp the concept that this stuff is being fashioned somewhere in back room. Somebody's thinking of ways of pinning the race against the race so that the controversy can continue. But it is a controversy that is fashioned to divide us rather than uniting us, right? So this is a fashionable controversy. This issue of race, cops killing black men is just a major problem. When you actually look at the data, and I did some research on that, more Caucasian and other race are killed by police. To the point where it's like 80-something% more than the average black man who dies. But when that other percentage of black race, when they die, it becomes the top news. When the other race do pass away, it's kind of like, and to me, that just doesn't make sense. The next thing that I notice in the song is the insidious plan of the enemy. Burden and also Mesus did an excellent job. It shows me that it's not just a societal issue, a political issue, some fashionable controversy of that which man himself has created somewhere in the back door, and then they threw it into our society to divide the race. I also see there is an insidious plan of the enemy here. There is more of a spiritual component to this as well. I can see the devil behind the door. Number 5, I love what he did here, and this is where I want to really zone in, is the value of humanity. This is significant because he is speaking not simply because he's a white man. He is speaking just for all race here. So what he's saying, he's not saying the issue with a black man dying is completely wrong and there shouldn't be no riots. What he's saying, riot for me too. Like, if you're going to riot for the black man, remember the Latinos, by the way. Remember the Chinese, by the way. Remember those of different culture and different race. Not just the colored man, not just the black man. And I actually agree with that, because all men are men. Wow. Guys, thank you for that. I really appreciate this message, and I'm so glad that I checked this artist out. I've been checking Tom McDonald's stuff out, and I'm telling you, I'm loving it. But I'm realizing also there are other artists that are saying similar messages of some sort in their own way that are just as good. I appreciate that. I got more reaction coming along with my wife. And also I'm going to react to some of the NF songs that you guys requested. I'm actually making a playlist of his content, and I'm going to check him out as well and react to those songs. All right, let's go to the Bible now, because I'm so glad that God doesn't treat us this way. It doesn't classify or look at our skin color to make a decision whether or not we are worthy of his love and salvation. He looks at us just because we are people and we are children of God. When you go to the scripture, right, look what Jesus says in Galatians chapter 3, and look at what it says here in verse, look at verse 28 of that. Here is what I'm looking at. It says this, right? It says, there is neither Jew, nor Greek, nor bond, nor free, nor male, nor female. We can even add nor black, nor white, right? In other words, from the eyes of Jesus, he looks at all men as being valuable. And he says, for you all are one in Christ. So this is the most powerful verse to debunk the idea of racism, and all kind of other corruption that comes with that. Because Jesus wants us to know here, friends, he doesn't look at either your gender. He doesn't look at where your nationality, Jew or Greek. He doesn't care about that. He doesn't look at your wealth. He doesn't look at your money, right? Your financial status. And he doesn't look at, again, your gender. He doesn't care about your skin color. What matters to Jesus is whether or not you will accept his grace. He loves all men because we are children of God. The reason I'm saying this is because we can learn something from the mind of Jesus here. Unlike what the societal inconsistency is and the political hypocrisy and the insidious plan of the enemy, that is telling the race we need to divide and love this one more than other, give this one more attention than the others. That is not how God works. God looks at all men and say, every one of them are important to me. And I want to pause here to say a little something to you. Despite of what our world may be saying and how the world identify good and evil, how the world make their decision in regard to who shall get this level of attention or who should not get this level of attention, one thing is certain: from the mind of God, you are very precious to him. It doesn't matter what you look like, what you've been through, or how much money you have, or how dark is your skin, or how white is your skin. Jesus looks at you and say, I love you. And I want you to hear this coming from me as a man, as a preacher, as a Christian. And I love you too. And I don't care who you are, where you're from, what your belief system is. Let a man be what he is. I must love. So I want to stop here to say, friends, thank you for the song. Thank you. I would like to ask you, comment below. What do you think about this reaction? Did you get the message that this artist was saying? Did I miss anything? Tell me some things about this artist. So put me to school a little bit because I need to learn some more. So you guys are gonna have to help me do that. Once again, thank you guys for checking out this video. I appreciate the fact you are you guys are keeping me going here, man. You guys are teaching me so much, and I'm so glad to know. It's like I'm going back to school 101, sitting at the feet of the Hangover Gang family and many of yous that are showing us the love and the attention. And once again, my wife and I are having a live stream chat tomorrow. We're going to have many things on the agenda. We're going to talk about Joe Rogan controversy. We are going to address that trailer that was released regarding everything is going to be all white. We're going to address that. And I did put out some videos. I did not give you my thoughts. And that was very intentional because I wanted to save all that for tomorrow. And we're going to react to the song by Tom McDonald, If I Was Black. So both my wife and I are going to take a look at that song and react to that together, and we're gonna be talking to you guys. So we're hoping to see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Tonight I'm going to post and I'm going to schedule the live stream. So 10 a.m. tomorrow for those of you who will make it. For those of you who don't, then you can catch us later then. So we want to talk about that and come on the live stream and share some thoughts and things with you. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually really excited. And until next time, guys, we're going to pause this video here. If you're new, once again, like and subscribe to the page. Comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Until we meet again, God bless you. And as always, look unto Jesus and live by faith. Have a good one. Bye.